Happy Magic Monday, Collective Consciousness. This is your Virgo Queen, transformation coach using the tools of astrology, sound healing, and ritual. This is the weekly cosmic forecast for December 3rd to December 9th, 2018. Yes, I said it. It's already December. Beyond my understanding, it already has arrived. As we already know, it arrives this time every year, but sometimes it always feels like it sneaks up on us. I feel the fact that we've had these retrograde cycles, and now we're slowly getting out of the Mercury retrograde and moving into the new sense of self, the new year, the new life. And I just want to speak a little bit about the past 2 weeks. As you know, we had a big, powerful full moon in Gemini on 23rd, 24th of November. And this past week, or the following week, has all been about Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius. And I want to talk about the dreams that have died and how we deal with the death of our dreams. So Venus retrograde kind of brought up, what is it that we need in relationship? Where are we not feeling the love? Where are we not functioning well in life? And so this whole period has been a reflection, has been a lot of people having to make tough choices in relationships, but also not just romantic relationship, but friendships and tribes and society and thoughts. Just we're got to see the light of what doesn't work anymore. And now, last week was really kind of the slow process of letting the old dream die. Now there's still, because we have this Jupiter and Sagittarius energy, there still is a really strong pull to our dreams, a really strong pull on, our life purpose. And for so long, as you know, all of us have been in a cycle of how this dream comes to be. Now, this was a new year. 2018 was a year of kind of new beginnings, and it's tough in the beginning because we don't really know where we're going, and we don't really have a ground plan or business everything's still kind of coming to our awareness, and so it's not fully developed. It's just still like the fetus in the womb. And so this cycle that we've had for the past 2 weeks, I want to just speak to the part of us that has lost hope, that has gone into the fear and to the pessimism of what we're actually capable of doing. Now, I want to say that these obstacles, this feeling is not as real as you want it to be. And I laugh because often I feel we have this default of, if I'm a victim to this situation, then everything's okay. Instead of speaking to the responsibility, which is all of the Saturn and Capricorn aspect that we're going through the next 2.5 years, is how do we be more responsible for ourselves, for our dreams, for our ambitions, for our goals. And to a lot of us, it's very hidden. It's a fog. It's unknown because we're so programmed to stay small. And so this past 2 weeks, there could have been a lot of anger and a lot of sadness and depression. But when all of those things arise in our life, it shows that there is a reforming, a transformation that is happening, and it's kind of the stillness before the storm, as they say, but it's the space in between. And so I just really want to give yourself permission, and why I'm speaking about this before diving into the forecast this week is that whatever arose within you or around in your world has been a obstacle to your greatest achievement. Now, often we need to go down before we rise up again, and we are in the winter season, and it is really about relying on our inner resources. So the next couple days before, so we have a big new moon in Sagittarius, Mercury's going to get out of retrograde, the fog will lift, the light will shine once again, but I want you to honor what you have just been through. I want you to honor all the unknowing, the anger, the pain, the resentment, the rejections. I want you to honor all of it, and I want you to put it in a box and wrap it up and send it back to Santa Claus. Send it back to the Great Spirit. And say thank you for all those gifts. Thank you for all these lessons and the obstacles in order for me to achieve my true vision. Because this week we'll finally see the light. And it's so important that we go through this process of letting go, of surrendering to what we don't know yet. To be in the pain of feeling worthless. There is a gift in that, because we slowly have to climb out and say, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not worthless. Nothing is worthless. Everything has meaning. Everything has purpose. So whatever you have been going through, any doubt, any fear, I just want you to acknowledge it and say thank you for it, because it has been a gift. So as I begin on this Magic Monday, and I want to lead you into this week with a sense that there will be clarity. You will find your hope once again. So, December 3rd, we have Scorpio moon. So from Monday to about Wednesday, we're going to feel really deep emotions, really going into our psychic awareness. This is a great time to go within. This is a great time to do hypnotherapy for success, a great time to work more with your intuitive gifts. If you're confused about which pathway to go, consult an oracle, consult tarot. That's what I still do in my everyday life. I'm constantly filled with choices, and I'm like, all right, tarot, what do we do? Let's go, because it connects me and confirms to my higher self. I really use a lot of oracle work and things during retrograde cycles, because it gives just me a confirmation and a clarity that is needed. Because often when our mind is confused, then our body's confused, and we just kind of need a physical confirmation of what we already know. And that's what tarot and astrology already does. I look at my transits and understand where this Scorpio moon is going to be in my during these next couple days, and this is how I integrate this wisdom and feel that I'm not a victim to anything, but I can empower myself through using these tools. And that's why I talk with you about them every week. So hopefully you can integrate them as well. So Scorpio moon is really a time for diving deeper. And it's also about deep emotional and psychic work. I would associate this to the major arcana card, Temperance, trying to become your own tantric fusion of your masculine and feminine selves. Because often when we get confused, it's often the feminine that isn't being honored in our life. And that means allowing ourselves to receive, to rest, and to listen. Yet by this Wednesday through Friday, the moon's going to be in Sagittarius, and the new moon in Sag will be on Thursday, the 6th of December. And this is going to be a time to call back your vision, to call back this new life. Now, whatever has died, it will be reborn in a way that you do not even know yet. And that's kind of what we say about believing in the mystery, having faith in the mystery. I have to say, when I go back and I look back at, all my dreams as a kid, dreams when I was a young adult, even dreams in my middle 20s, all of those things, I always kind of had a goal or a plan for them. And now, even more, do my dreams transform, and I'm constantly just trying to listen to the way that it needs to come alive instead of trying to plan it. And I know our rational minds is just like, excuse me, how do I do that? Why do I do that? Because we're part of a divine plan that our rational minds tend to not be aware of. And this is why I always recommend really developing your intuition, developing your faith in the divine. And this is what the Sagittarius is all about. It's really looking at what really serves you and what serves the greater whole. Sag is the spiritual warrior. We want everything that we do in our lives to have meaning, to have purpose, to the bigger self, the cosmos, the inner world. And so we're going to have really intense feelings of expansion of consciousness, trying to connect to the collective or our ancestors. It's all part of the same sphere. And really just allowing yourself to go on a vision quest. And a vision quest is really kind of finding time and sacred space, even walking or being in nature. I know it's winter, but it's still beautiful, and time to go out and to ask for a bigger vision, something that your rational mind can't even comprehend, and start to integrate that wisdom into your heart and into your body, because by Saturday, Sunday, we're going to have Capricorn moon, so it's time to get planning. So yeah, we'll definitely want to dive into kind of the hard work, the plans. Again, I said, yeah, you can't plan your vision, but you can do action steps towards your vision, and that's what I mean by planning. You still have to write your list, you still have to get your job done, you still have to pay the bills and do rent and all of it, and it will be done with the divine order. And this is where, when we look at the fact that yes, I am a self-responsible being, and I'm also in a line to a greater source. But you, as the self, still need to be responsible. And this is what that Capricorn archetype is. Even though sometimes they're quite pessimistic and don't really want to believe in a higher order, because they believe the higher order is within themselves. I feel that we need to operate on both levels. That Capricorn can be the vessel and Sagittarius be the insight and the vision. So really just embodying these archetypes through this week. First, the Scorpio moon, just the temperance of learning how to interweave your tantric fusion of masculine and feminine by receiving and by doing. And then the rest of this week is all about Sag energy, knowing your fire, your passion, your truth, and being a leader of that, regardless of the feelings of worthlessness and rejection and doubt and lack of confidence. All of it is there to test you. And what do you do with tests? You go through them. You still feel those emotions. You still feel all of it. Yet on the very edge, you're held in this spiritual warrior truth of like, no matter what, it's gonna come. No matter what, I have faith. No matter what, I say yes to life. And then we go back down to the Capricorn moon, bring down those visions, down to earth, down to the practical life of how do I create from this place of truth. So, the goddess that will help guide us this week is very appropriate. It is Diana. And I feel that we've obviously pulled her a couple times, but she is a very powerful goddess because her message to us is focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So that's a really important message during this time of not knowing, of the space in between, asking Diana for support. Instead of getting caught up with all of them, you just like, okay, well, what can I do right now? What do I need to do right now for myself? What if it's taking a nap? What if it's going into this brainstorming where you just kind of go on this visual journey of the things that like really make you feel good, and then you go into a skill base. I'm just saying there's all these different ways that we can work and just focus the energy, focus on, okay, I need to achieve this goal. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just know I need to achieve it. And then you just sit back and listen, and then move from a place of knowing instead of doubt. So the tarot reading for the week, my dears, oh my goodness, the overall energy is Sun of Swords. And Sun is the young masculine energy within us, and Swords is the mental mind. And this card shows this young prince with a sword in his left hand, and him looking back, actually, over his right hand shoulder to a treasure chest sitting under the sun. And he holds a dove in his hand, in his right hand, and squeezes it to death, actually. It's just, he's holding it on so strong that rose petals and feathers are falling all around him. And I just wanted to give you this visual picture because, well, for one, it's so beautiful, and I encourage you to look up the Mother Peace Tarot and see what Sun of Swords looks like. But it also encompasses what we've been going through, that we have a target, that we have like this financial need. So Sun of Swords is really about, you know, kind of this need of this greediness, this, okay, I need to make this amount of money and I don't care, I'm going to do it, I just need to do it. Well, that's not really going to get you anywhere, because what you are is you're denying the feminine. And that's what I was talking earlier, is like, how do we really embody the feminine in a way that is productive? Now, I want to remind us that the ego keeps us busy, the soul keeps us productive. And that's what I'm talking about, is that when we have a bigger target and bigger goal, we first need to look at, why is that our aim? What comfort does it give us, or what spiritual authority does it give us? So you look at the aim, and are you kind of denying the feminine parts in order for you to achieve it? So you're like, okay, well, in order for me to make this money, then I need to work, 100 hours this week, but I'll be able to do it because I just have to. I have to make the money. Right there's that desperation, there's that need, there's that greediness. But if you look at the bigger picture and like, well, the reason why I want to make this money is because I want to buy presents for my family. Okay, well, do they need those presents? Or would your physical presence being in their life mean more to them than a physical plastic something that will not even be important to them in a year? So why are you focusing on that target? Is it for greed, or is it for nourishment? And when we go on the path of nourishment, let me tell you how rich you will become. Because when your body and your emotional and your energetic and your level feels so nourished and so held, then you can accomplish anything. You're not forcing your will or your ego to achieve something that is actually out of alignment of what you truly want. So here's the conflict, is reverse Hanged One. Hanged One is a major arcana. It's significant. That's why this new moon in Sag is coming. And Mercury is going out of retrograde. And we're going to feel like we woke up from a bad dream, or we woke up from a life that we're realizing is completely out of balance of what our truth is. because I want to remind you, Sag is all about truth. And so there's going to have a feeling of a karmic balancing, if you will. Karmic balancing can be seen as things feeling unjust, unfair. For example, you wanting, to get a part-time job in order for your actual business to thrive, because you need money in order to advance your business. So you've been searching, full-time job, part-time job, whatever I can do to make money. But yet you still keep getting rejections. Rejection after rejection. And what's really needed is for you to just step into your power and look at what all your gifts are and how can you apply those gifts. You just need to change your perspective of it. Instead of someone else will save me, I can save myself. And for one, you don't need to be saved. You just need to know that you're loved no matter what you're doing. And this card is all about unconditional love. How can you take those conditions that you put on yourself, that you put on others, and lift them away? And hold everyone in this bubble of unconditional love, including yourself. Now, I'm still saying there's always discernment. It's not we're just going to go and, of course we have the capacity to love the world, but it doesn't mean that we need to, sleep with the world or feed every single person with our cup of love. It's just that we can embody that love by being who we are. And that's ultimately what this message, it wants you to surrender. And surrendering sometimes is not easy, because this again is part of this death process. And this new moon in Sag is really let go of what does not serve you. Let go of the old vision that is not in your highest alignment. And just move on, do something else. Something new is coming and you need to focus your energy on that. By the end of the week, we're going to have reverse 10 of swords. Again, there's a lot of mental energy going on right now. Mercury is moving out of retrograde, but still we're going to feel this effect until mid-December. And we're still feeling the effect of Venus retrograde. She's still, we're basically in the shadow. And we're dancing with our shadows. We're dancing with the doubt and the pain and the frustration. And this 10 of swords is literally the sword of, the sacrifice is over. Just go out and do it. Change your mind in the sense of changing your perspective. Now, this is what true magic is all about. Which reminds me, the unicorn card for our everyday magic is magic. The unicorn, it's literally, I pulled my unicorn oracle, and they all have all different words, and this is magic. And it says, make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. Now, a lot of people talk about different ways of magic. For me, it's about changing your perspective. That's how we can heal trauma. That's how we can heal our ancestral patterns. This is how we heal through ritual. Because when we focus our intention, our consciousness, and we empower it through a different vision, a different perspective by speaking to that other part. Now, there's so many different ways I particularly do that, and how other people do that. But ritual for me has been my most transformational tool in my life, and I hope all of you have been keeping up with my ritual magic blog, where I share the new moon and full moon astrology. I give a mantra and a ritual, and this ritual is for the collective. My favorite is providing ritual for you specifically. Now, the moon affects us all differently, specifically you. And so when we take in what the cosmos has already provided with you in your astrology natal chart, it's all there. And that's how I like to work with my planetary magic. Now, dear ones, This is a big week. This is a big week of letting go, of surrendering to the old, to letting the dreams die, however they need to die, and to trust that they will be reborn in a way that we do not know yet. But keep the vision strong, keep your faith unbinding, for it will hold all the separateness in your cells and allow you to breathe with the essence of life. Remember the divine, for you are not without it. Remember that you were born from magic. Sometimes our manifestation powers take longer here in this 3D world. So be patient, be kind, and love yourself, dear ones. So if you'd like more information about how this new moon in Sag is going to affect you personally, you can email me at innerdoorways@gmail.com. Or if you want to check out my ritual magic blog, you can go to innerdoorways at www.inner-doorways.com. If you have any questions, just email me or find me on Facebook or Instagram, where I do my daily tarot readings. And until then, dear ones, we are in a time of great transformation. And just know that I am a message away. Blessed, blessed, blessed be.